Hey there, welcome back to Author Journey. My name is CJ Anaya. Today is another day filled with tips from the Vegas conference. And another really wonderful speaker there, presenter slash influencer, is Honoree Corder. She was the keynote speaker for the conference, and she's written just tons of books, like You Must Write a Book, the Prosperous Writers book series, Vision to Reality. She's written a lot of great stuff. She's also collaborated with the Miracle Morning books. I did read only one of these books, which was the Parents and Families, which I thought was just it was really fabulous. So that is a great one for family unity, solidarity. It's just great. What does the tagline say there? How to live. I should click on this and take a look at it, just so that you can see it, because I really liked this book. Okay. How to Bring Out the Best in Your Kids and Yourself. This is a great book, guys. I really recommend it. Just if you're looking for a better version of you when it comes to parenting and helping your children, and just conversation, communication, relating to them, really wonderful. But what I want to focus on right now is another book that she wrote, and also just some of the things she said at the conference. But she helped co-write the Miracle Morning for Writers, how to build a writing ritual that increases your impact and your income before 8 a.m. I always do my best writing in the morning, but doing writing really early in the morning, getting up that extra hour or two would be so beneficial for me, because I still have a child at home, and until she gets into kindergarten, like that morning is just kind of shot for me, and then it's harder the longer I go throughout the day to actually be focused on writing it all. So writing lately has been very difficult, especially since I've committed to NaNoWriMo, but I committed to NaNoWriMo, and then everything that could go wrong did go wrong this month, and I've just had one thing after another, and I've just been frustrated with myself not meeting my goals. So running into Honoree was very good for me, because it's kind of a kick in the booty. Reading this book is very helpful, and I think we've all talked about overwhelm, time management. We've discussed some of these things, but she had some very good points to discuss in her presentation, and it was all based on mindset. And I have noticed in the conferences that I've attended, in any online course that I do, a lot of these teachers, the first modules will involve mindset, or the basic building blocks that they set up for you before they get on to the meat of it. It consists of mindset, which just goes to show you how very important it is for these people to get you in the right mindset to succeed. And you wouldn't think it was very important. I remember growing up hearing, you are what you think, or if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. And I don't think I recognized how important that was. It just all felt very cliche, because I'd heard it 1,000 times, but I hadn't had anyone explain it to me, kind of in a real life situation, explain to me what that means, and what our thoughts and our beliefs, and also what limiting beliefs can do to set the path or course for us. And it's very important to have the type of mindset that is an abundant mindset, that is the mindset of a successful person, someone who is open to change, someone who is open to learning, someone who is able to visualize success. And so she talked about some of these things, and just some things to go over that I think would help. She said the most successful people do 6 things every day. And it involves meditation, affirmation, visualization, exercise, reading, and journaling. And I just wanted to talk about these a little bit. Now, I don't know what form of meditation you would be into. I know prayer is very helpful for me, but also just sitting and being quiet and being still and having a little moment to myself to kind of recalibrate. This is all very helpful. Affirmation, this is so important. I think that we don't realize that we can think something, but when we speak something, speak words of affirmation. I am an author. I am a great writer. I am a great mother. I am a wonderful person. I am empowering. I can empower others. When you have like a list of 5 things that are affirmations, that you can say every day. You can look at yourself in the mirror. I didn't really put a lot of stock into that at first, but as I started to do it over and over, I realized that all of this positive self-talk was taking away a lot of my own doubts about myself. And at the end of the day, really the only person I'm fighting is me. Because some of the things that I worry about, or that I've mentioned, some insecurities I've mentioned to other people, they're always, shocked. Why would you be insecure about that? Like, I would never associate that with you, And so a lot of times we're really just fighting ourselves. We're our own worst critic, and we need to get out of our own way. And so she really talked about that and brought that home to me even more. And I've listened to a lot of really great talks about mindset and self-improvement, but it just hit home even more that this is so important. This is really the building blocks of any, basis for success, whether you want to be an artist, whether you want to be a real estate agent, if you want to be a writer and you want to make a living from your writing, it all starts with mindset. And so I really love that she focused so much on that. So the other thing that successful people do is they visualization. This had never occurred to me until my husband talked about what it was like for him as a basketball player, because he was so short. My Hispanic husband was so short growing up. He was only like 4 feet tall in, I think, 8th grade. He had a growth spurt over the summer and got a little bit taller in high school. But, he started playing JV basketball and varsity basketball in high school. And it was simply because of all of the practicing he did when he wasn't, in the off season or every day, basketball was his life. But it was also because even though he was so short, he could dunk the ball like you wouldn't believe. It was so amazing the height that he was able to get. And he said when he first started out trying to dunk the ball, and he was so small, he wasn't even 5 feet, he talked about visualization. He talked about how he would just visualize it. He would visualize himself, getting to dribbling toward the basket, jumping up in the air, getting the height that he needed, slam dunking it, and he just knew he could do it. And he said the first time that when he was visualizing that it actually happened, he said it was so incredible because he knew it was going to happen before he did it. He knew it because he could see it, he could visualize it, it was happening. So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way. And so being married to Joe has really been interesting because he does all of these things and he just does them naturally. And it was not a mindset that I was that I had ever been interested in before, that I even knew was possible. I was more pessimistic. I just always assumed if anything horrible is going to happen, it's going to happen to me. And so of course it did, because that's what I was attracting to myself. I was thinking those things, and our thoughts have lots of energy, and you can kind of poo-poo that notion, but it's true. We are sending out specific, specific energies, and those energies are going to be attracted to like energies, so it's like you gravitate to like-minded people. It's the same idea. So being married to Joe has been very beneficial for me because these are the same concepts that he's been trying to teach me for 13 years. So, you need to visualize success. You need to visualize that you're going to get up in the morning, look at your computer, and you're going to knock out 3,000 words, and sometimes that's very hard for me because it's a habit that you have to get into. It takes practice, as with anything. And so it's definitely not something I'm very good at, but I continually try to get better. Exercise. I have been a heck of a lot more consistent with exercise. Yoga, got into shape, eat a lot better, and obviously your ability to write and to have a clear head and to come out of the fog sometimes, it's all about getting enough rest. It's about exercise. It's about valuing your body. It's very hard for me to write when I do not feel good. So exercise is very crucial because you just have so much energy and so much more motivation to accomplish everything you need to accomplish. On the days when I have not taken care of myself, I haven't exercised, I haven't gotten enough sleep, my anxiety will kick in, my depression will kick in, my motivation is gone, and then, it's easier to be negative rather than to be positive. So these are all true. Reading is wonderful because whether you're reading for an escape or you're reading to be informed, you're always learning something. So, of course, I do a ton of reading. Journaling, I stink at. I used to do it all the time, but I stopped once I had got married and had children, and now I'm kind of really regretting it. But I feel like this YouTube channel, in a way, is me journaling, and my sending out my emails is also a way to kind of journal my own journey as an author. But writing your thoughts down, getting out what it is you're thinking and feeling, even writing your worries down, these are all important things because you're able to look back on where you were and grow from there. So I found it very interesting that all of these things that she talked about that work, that successful people do on a daily basis, these are all things that Joe has been trying to get me to do for years. And that I'm starting to learn how to do based on, all of the mindset tutorials and things that I've learned from other people. Being successful starts here. And so I was it was just nice. It was nice to listen to her. And Honoree was actually sitting behind me during the conference. Brian Cohen got up and talked. And then she was next. And she introduced herself to me, I think even before Brian got up. And she came in front of me, and she was so nice, and she said, I haven't met you yet. I just want you to know that I've been sitting behind you, and I've just had like major hair envy this whole time, which I thought was so nice of her because one of my biggest insecurities is my frizzy hair. I do have such a huge insecurity, and apparently it's silly. Our own self-perceptions of what we look like and who we are, they're skewed, Other people think differently, and we really shouldn't rely on other people's opinions, or that we should be centered and good and feel good about ourselves. But I thought that was very kind, and it was nice to talk to her. It was nice to get to know her. She's very real. She's very personable, and she was able to share her story of how she overcame just some very difficult things in her life. She was in the foster system. She got a divorce. She was doing the single mom thing, and finally was able to come out and do what she wanted to do and make this writing a successful, profitable thing for herself. And she's very motivating and energized, and I just really enjoyed her presentation. Another thing that she says is you must do the work. So obviously, not only do we visualize what we're doing and have those goals and those dreams, and we look at them every day, but then we need to do the work. It takes more than just seeing it and believing in it. Like, you've got to do the work. You write consistently, write authentically, write enthusiastically. And when you think you're done, you still have 60% left in you. And she talked about how she talked about how it was actually a case study of people who thought they couldn't give any more physically or do anything more mentally. They still had 60% left to give if they just pushed themselves. So she mentioned 4 things that were really important. Think you can do something. Believe you can do it. Think and believe you deserve it. And that was a crucial one for me. I can think something and I can believe in something, but sometimes I think I struggle with believing that I deserve what it is that I want. So that was very interesting. Think and believe you deserve it. Think and believe that you deserve this success, that you deserve to be a best-selling author or USA Today best-selling author or an author who makes money, and can be a writer and work for a living in that way. Believe that you deserve it and then commit 100%. So I really, really enjoyed her keynote. I thought it was very inspirational, and she was cracking jokes the whole time and making me laugh. And of course, you all know that I always learn really well that way. She's got such a funny, snarky sense of humor. So I really recommend that you read her books. She's another influencer. She's someone who can get you into that mindset if you ever feel like you're doubting yourself and you need a good kick in the butt and you need to be motivated to continue to write, because we all have those slumps. Grab her book, grab all of her books, heck, why not? And she has all of this stuff enrolled in Kindle Unlimited, just to let you know. So I love Kindle Unlimited. I have it, I use it constantly because I am a voracious reader. So these were more tips that I hope were helpful to get you in the right mindset for being a writer. And I hope that you'll look her up and grab a couple of her books and start reading so that you can continue to get in the right frame of mind to prepare for success, because you deserve it. Believe that you deserve that and that you can do this. And that is it for now. We will talk to you later. Like, subscribe if you felt that this helped you, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.